Now, Caleb is a very smart and respectful young man. He works very hard for what he has. He puts in the hours every day. He's been doing it since far before he even graduated high school, and he just did that. He's got more moxie about him than most adults I know. So, whenever he decided to build his build, he deferred to two of the most experienced people he could find. One of them is Carmel at Carmel Car Audio. He's been in it for like 24, 25 years professionally, and a lot longer than that personally. He also was deferring to Charles at Carmel Car Audio. That's the box builder there. He actually still holds some world titles in SPL. So Charles is an extremely accomplished and experienced box builder, and he's going to help get this thing rolling the way it needs to go. So let's talk to Caleb. Caleb!
Round two.
What did you do?
I didn't. Got some denting around the doors.
Yeah. What did you do? Let's see what you did.
Yeah, I got the floors done too.
So you got the floor, the doors are deadened now, and
yep.
The floors are deadened now?
Yep. Then we started on the box. Charles is a little busy with some side-by-side work and a few other custom things the next few weeks, but once we start on that, we'll get the box in, and I'll start putting subs in, put amps in, and get this thing going.
So tell me about what you did on deadener in here.
So on the floor, I want to say I did 17 sheets. There were 16 by 18. Did 17 sheets on the floor. I did 6 to 8 sheets per front door, and then I did 4 to 6 sheets per back door.
So y'all pull all the carpet and the seats out?
Yes. Yeah, I had this thing completely stripped.
Stripped it all the way down to metal?
As you can see, it's still somewhat stripped. I got no back seats, some panels still missing.
Okay, yeah.
I did go ahead and
well, you didn't even need to bother putting those back in because it's going to be easier to work on the.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you still got your daily driver board back here.
Yep.
Keeping some boom boom active.
Yeah, I got to keep some boom boom. I can't go without it.
Now you need a boom boom. Now Caleb's going to be running his lithium batteries inside of a center console between the seats. So that's where the batteries are going to go. And he's going to have a C-pillar wall behind that back seat whenever it's going to go back in. So from the C-pillar forward, it's going to look mostly stock. But he's still trying to decide exactly what direction he's going in a certain few areas. We'll get to that here in a second.
I'm addicted.
You're totally hooked, man. So you went through and did the floors.
Yep.
And the doors.
Yep. Still figuring out what we're going to do on the roof. I don't know if I'm going to detonate. I'm going to talk to Carmel and Charles once they free up a little bit, see what they want to do, see what they're thinking. We need to start detonating or maybe drop that headliner, rip out the sunroof and everything, and maybe layer it with some wood if we can.
Yeah, that's going to be the complicated part.
So we're still brainstorming on that. I'm going to kind of pick their brains and see what they're thinking and go from there.
Gotcha. All right, so we were discussing how to deal with the sunroof because he has a sunroof, and we all know that with a wall, that sunroof is just going to be one big leaky thing. So what to do about the sunroof? And we're going through some different options. And here's my questions. The first thing you want to know is, and I ask everybody this, what do you want to do with the end vehicle? Now, in the case of the sunroof situation and the roof, it's all going to depend on what we're doing with the vehicle. If you're going to compete with the vehicle, leaving it stock up to the B pillar is going to put you in a certain class. If you modify the roof by adding extra material up there like wood or metal or anything like that, that can push you out of that class into the next class. So in that scenario, you would be moving down performance-wise based on your competition. You'd be playing a lot with a lot bigger builds. So it's something to consider. If you're planning on just demoing and occasionally competing for fun, then that works out fine. What do you want to actually do with it?
I want to be able to demo it to people through work.
Demo is number one.
Yep. I'm not really shooting for a number, realistically. So what class I'm in, I don't really care.
You're not really shooting for any heavy competition.
Yeah.
Maybe occasionally, but just for fun.
Yeah. I'm mainly looking for a good daily driver that's gonna stand some hair up and sound pretty good while doing it.
So that's a big deal, knowing what you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
It's going to change the road to getting there. So if it was me and I was trying to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, I would go full sand on the roof, because the roof is a huge weak spot.
Yeah.
I would do a complete wooden roof or a completely reinforced roof all the way to the windshield. I would do the that surprise sunroof with the thick Lexan thing. I would do that in it, because that would give it a pop and a wow factor that you'll be missing elsewise. And I would do a stripper pole somewhere to help reinforce that roof. Yes, it's going to put you in a different class that you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Yes, you will suck compared to everybody else in that class, but it will give you a great demo vehicle, a great lightweight, fairly lightweight daily driver with a lot of response and a lot of resonance. It's going to ring and it's going to do its thing. The only real downside to that is it putting you in the wrong class in the competition. So if competition's way down on your list, then keep it there. Build your build, not considering competition, and just let the pieces fall where they may. That's what I say.
I'm not really too worried about competition. I mean, I'll still go to some, to some, and still play my
show and get in whatever bracket you get in and do well or not. Yeah, I get it.
Have fun with it.
Yeah,
that's the main thing, man. I just want to have fun with it, be loud, and of course have fun with it. Makes people smile, put some smiles on faces.
Smiles per hour, my friend. That's it. Now, as Caleb and I discussed, depending on what you're trying to do with a build is going to dictate how you build it, where you put your priorities. If your priorities are to compete, the objective will be to get as loud as you can while staying within the lowest bracket possible. That gives you the best chance of getting a first place finish. But if your main objectives are just to do demos, sound good, beat street, and show up at shows and occasionally put it in a competition, that changes all the things that you're going to end up doing to that vehicle. So consider what you want in the end heavily before you ever start buying equipment, because you may end up just standing in a circle, spinning like you're in a hurricane, buying everything that comes by you, only to realize that you bought a whole lot of stuff that you don't need, and you're at a point where you don't want to be. You know, consider the end results first before you do anything else, and then make a plan.